Hi, it's Nick Holt. I've now got to shoot off as usual, and Steve, who helps us a great deal, and is a historian amongst other things. And now there's something I bought back from Africa about a month ago, and the, the client I did a little antiques roadshow thing in at the Huntex show in Joburg, and this came in there. Now, I wasn't sure if it was right, um, um, but I've Steve's that very kindly had a look at it for me, and he says, Nick, absolutely, this is dead right. Now, that is music to my ears, of course, and of course music to the owner's ears. I mean, it's not worth a huge amount. Dear Steve has put about £200-300 on it, but wow, what a bit of history! I mean, the young George who's recording this. He's 20. Are you 20?
I'm just 20.
Yeah, he's just 20. I mean, he. This is the kind of thing which you know ignites the passion and the want to learn about our past. And these wonderful things in writing here, um, it's there in black and white. You can't deny it. It's not a mythical thing. It's absolutely 100%. Now, I'm you've got two sides of it here. I I think probably best thing for me to do is hand over to Steve here.
What we've got here is a list of expenses for a newly formed regiment, the Berkshire Regiment, and these are the costs of the officers and men, and this has been submitted to the Treasury and has been signed off by the Treasury saying, yes, it is okay to pay these guys the figures that are put down here.
I mean, there's a hell of a sum down here.
Yeah, total for this regiment, £9,754, 12 shillings and sixpence.
And just explain to me when this is for?
This is to cover the year from, we go over the other side, from December 1760 to December 1761.
Wow, 1760.
And this has been signed off by Barrington. It was Lord Barrington, who was the Chancellor of the Exchequer at the time.
Right.
Lord North. Now, Lord North is probably better known as the Prime Minister at the time of the American War of Independence, when he got a lot of criticism for letting the colonies go.
You're kidding me, really?
Absolutely.
So anybody American here would be.
Yeah, that's his signature.
Oof. Right.
That was, of course, was about 30 years and some, excuse me, after this document was signed. Yeah. And finally, we've got James Oswald, who was First Lord of the Treasury. So that is confirming that it is okay to pay the sums listed over here to the people listed over there.
So now, that's obviously the Berkshire Regiment.
Berkshire Regiment. Now, this was a militia regiment, which, if my memory serves me right, was formed in 1758.
Right.
During the time of the 7 Years' War, when various militia units were set up because we thought we might get invaded by the French from across the Channel.
As we always do. Yeah.
As we always do.
Yeah.
And you can see here, it was commanded by Sir Willoughby Aston.
Yeah.
And those are his expenses. Then you've got the expenses of the officers, and then you've got the expenses of the men.
Wow. And this dates from 1760.
This covers the costs from 1760 to 1761. The date of signing off of this document is, as you've got here,
16th day.
16th day of October, 1761.
Wow, God. I mean, I found this, as I say, in Africa. How on earth it ended up over there, I do not know. Okay.
One of the scribes will have written all this out and just signed it, as he was obviously the monarch at the time. That's George III. He came in
Okay.
a couple of years prior to when this document was completed,
Okay.
but those are correct and legitimate signatures. Now, the story behind that, from what I understand of the document, is that this was found or was originally on display in a club in South Africa. When the club closed, some of the members were allowed to take away various bits and pieces from there as souvenirs of their time as membership, and this went into our clients' hands.
Lot 351, 351 in our July auction with an estimate of £200 to £300, so not a huge amount, but wow, what a bit of history. I don't know. I will be discussing it with Mark Murray Flutter, the creator of the Royal Armouries, but they've probably got plenty parchments like this. I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure, because this is an original. They may have something similar, but I don't believe that they will have that for that particular year, because that's a unique piece.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm just flabbergasted, but we keep finding. So whoops. If anybody out there knows about the Berkshire Regiment, and who was running it, and if it's still going and where it is, please do let us know, because this is really where it should be. It's 250 years old. And 250 years ago, that was a hell of a sum.
Absolutely.
Nearly £10,000. The cost of supplying the Berkshire Regiment.
What I love here is a little bit in here, costs for his servant, £4.
Thank you very much for listening. And Steve, thank you very much for putting me right at various times. And we will talk very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.